Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Ancient Cave Fatal Blowout Tournament, number 3. I'm Shadow Killer. I'm going to be your host for this weekend, as well as the following 2 weekends. We got quite a few races lined up for you, but in case you haven't seen a Fatal Blowout Tournament before, I'm going to talk a little bit about how they work and how the scoring goes and everything like that. So first off, let's talk about the rules. So, for the rules for the Ancient Cave race, each racer will have a 2-hour time limit to complete the run. If a runner can make it to the final floor of the cave before the 2-hour mark, he or she may fight the final boss without any sort of time restraint. So they can take their time, prepare their people, and get ready to fight. The party team and the capsule monster must be chosen before the race begins and may not be changed after the race has started. The reason for this is, depending on who the party is, they may get a few extra points as to their score. This is a timed race, but the points are what will determine the winner. So the runner with the most points at the end of the time limit will be declared the winner. The winner of each round will advance to the finals, and the second place, the runner-up of each round, will progress to the wild card race for a chance to be in the finals. So everyone who comes in second place will be put together into one race right before the finals, and the winner of that race will be put into the finals. So let's talk about how these points are going to be earned. There are quite a few ways to do it, so we're going to go over it real quick. So the first one is to use any of the characters not used in any percent. The any percent team for the Ancient Cave is normally Dakar, Guy, and Artie. So if you choose any of the other ones, you're going to get 10 points. Use 2 characters not used in any percent, pretty obvious. Use 2 characters that weren't in that party, and you get 20 points. Now, Lufia 2 has a capsule monster system, which is kind of like a Pokemon that fights along with your team, but you can't control them. And there are some capsule monsters that are better than others for the Ancient Cave. So we decided that if a runner uses Flash, Gels, Blaze, or Gusto as their capsule monster, you can get 10 extra points for that. Use no deadly weapons. So there are items in the game called deadly weapons, which will instantly kill any enemy that is susceptible to instant death. And if you decide not to use those, you're going to get 10 points. Now, if you decide you're not going to use them, but then you're forced to, you're going to lose 5 points. So that's a tough choice to make. Raise your capsule monster to M form. You get 10 points. So there are different levels, evolutions for each capsule monster. And M form is acquired by using a special fruit. So enemies will drop these fruits. If you get the right one to use on the capsule monster, you can get to the final form. Find any of the iris items. You're going to get 5 points per iris item. Find a black, silver, or gold eye. That's either in a blue chest or by drop. So some of the dragons late in the game will drop these items, or you can find them in a blue chest, and you're going to get 10 points per item. Instantly kill any 3 enemies using the destroy spell at once. So you use the destroy spell, and everybody on the enemy team, you're going to get 10 points if you kill 3 of them. Have 4 cores, stay in a single fight, and kill them all. That's 10 points. 10 point are the cores are kind of like metal slimes. They give a ton of experience, but run away very quickly. For reaching the next set of 10 floors, you're going to get 10 points per set. So on floor 11, floor 21, floor 31, you're going to get 10 points for each of those, and 100 if you reach the final floor. When you reach the final floor and you fight the jelly, you have 2 options. You can either fight him, or you can actually kill your own party. And if you decide to kill your own party, you're going to get 10 points, and that's it. If you don't have the resources, don't have what you need, that might be the only viable option for a few extra points. If you do defeat the jelly, you're going to get 100 points. That's the big one. If you defeat the jelly before the timer reaches the 2 hour mark, you're going to get an extra 10 points. Sorry, 1 second. If you reach the jelly, quickly. If you defeat the jelly quickly, you get 5 points for every 15 minutes that you do it in advance. So if you get there before an hour 45 and kill the jelly, you're going to get an extra 5 points. If you can do it even faster, you get more points. If you can defeat the jelly in 2 turns, which is not an easy task, you're going to get an extra 20 points. And lastly, defeat the jelly without using Fatal Blow. You get 50 points. Now, Fatal Blow is an IP attack, and we have some commentators who will go into all the details of this. But it is a IP attack that does 50% of the enemy's current HP, so it's a big one. But those are the rules. I know there's a lot of them, but we'll have the score on screen for everyone to see, so you can keep up that way. There are also some commands you can do. Exclamation point rules, exclamation point points, exclamation point runners, and exclamation point commentary. So you'll have links to all the runners, all the commentary, and everything like that. So I think that's it for me. I am going to toss it over to our commentators, who are Rocket Pants and Dank Meats, both runners of the game, know a whole lot about it. And we are going to get started very soon. So Rocket and Dank, take it away.
What's up, guys? Welcome to Fatal Blowout 2019.
Yes.
All right, guys. Is everybody ready?
Yes, sir.
All right. I'm just going to give you a countdown and we'll start.
Okay, cool.
All right.
Dank and Rocket are very quiet on stream.
Okay, well, I'll mess with that in a minute. All right. 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay. You wanna do introductions or should I?
Go for it.
Alright, well, I'm Dank Meats. I run the Ancient Cave, and I hate it, but it's really, really fun. And this is Rocket.
Yes. Hello. I usually mainly just I run it a little bit, and mainly I lurk in all the channels.
Yeah, this game is probably one of the more interesting games from the SNES era. It's kind of like a side quest in the main game where there's just a randomly generated dungeon with 99 floors, and it's kind of like a roguelike. You kind of just go through at level 1 and try to get all the levels you can, all the gear you can, and then fight the boss at the end. So there's a lot of strategies that the runners are going to be using here, and a lot of items they're going to be looking for in particular that will hopefully help them defeat the jelly at the end. And we'll be going over those as we see them. Right now everybody's just starting off, kind of opening some chests, trying to find some spells or some armor or something just to be able to kill the monsters early and get some experience. But hopefully we can find some good stuff. Most of the good stuff doesn't start dropping right away, but
Yeah, there are some interesting things you can get between floor 4 and 9. Mainly shields and rings and things you can't otherwise get in the cave due to certain bug issues. So you'll probably see some people opening chests here that they otherwise wouldn't open.
Yeah,
RC
one of the... What did you find?
RC found a round shield. You don't see it very often. It's not particularly good, but it's pretty rare.
Yeah, shields and helmets are really nice to get early. They only spawn in the beginning of the cave, so if you can find the good ones, you are looking pretty good. One thing that they're going to definitely be searching for early on is a deadly rod or a fatal pick, which is a instant kill weapon that you can equip on your fast people. And hopefully, if we get that on some people here, we'll see some people with basically they'll be able to go really fast once they get that. So that's kind of the goal early on, is to find deadlies.
Ooh, Ice Walk for Venicus. That's a nice spell to have. That's Ooh, and Valor.
Yeah, Ven's doing great. He's got basically the best healing spell in the game now, and he's got the highest strength ice spell in the game. So as long as he can keep his magic up, he should be good for basically getting pretty far into the cave without having to worry about dying or not being able to kill anything. We got Squealer fighting eagles for a safety experience.
Yep.
Usually a smart strat early on. In any pursuit, a lot of people don't really go for it, but it's nice.
And if you get an eagle rock, you're set for speed for a while.
Yeah,
if
the
you're
eagles
very lucky though.
The eagles have a 2% chance to drop a special rock that increases agility. So if someone gets that, they're gonna be really, really happy, because that little bit of extra agility that you get from some of these items is super important for making Artie just fast enough to go before some monsters in the cave. So looking for agility items for sure. Other than that, everything seems to be pretty standard so far. We got some people taking some different like capsule monsters in, which are the little like Pokemon looking things you see on the right of everyone's battle screen. You get the extra points for taking some of the not optimal ones, so we got some people trying that out. The capsule monsters aren't super important for the run most of the time, so assuming you find the right items, they can be free points.
Right, but there is an incentive to feed them up to 5th form, so that will be interesting to see if anyone manages.
Yeah, that's another thing. Feeding them to 5th form requires a specific fruit, and it's a different fruit for each type of capsule monster. So if you pick one that drops off of a really, really hard monster, you might not be able to get that challenge at all. So I'm hoping everybody took that into account if they're going to try and get an M-form capsule monster. We got a Fatal Pick. Fatal Pick is the deadly we were talking about earlier. It has an 80% chance to instant kill enemies. So
and Rally for AK Drist. That is nice to have. Get them dead people up again.
Rally is Rally's the better healing or the better revive spell, because it doesn't cost 30 MP like Valor does, but Valor is more useful later for sure, because you can do a lot of damage to undead with healing spells in this game.
And we have Iris armor on AK Drist.
Oh yeah, he's getting some good stuff. He got Zap too, so Zap's the strongest holy spell in the game. So already 6 minutes in, we got some people with some good stuff. So let's hope RNG isn't too unfair today and we get some kills, because people are definitely set up for the early game now. Other than I see we got a Gorgon rock on Squealer. There's two types of Gorgon rocks in the game, and the one that has an A in it, Gorgon rock, is the bad one that you don't want. So I'm sure he probably rolled his eyes as soon as he picked that out of the chest.
He got Flash, which is a good spell for killing cores early on. You want a low MP spell for those. They are very weak to magic. So, and cores, we'll talk about cores when we get to them.
Yeah,
RC.
we're pretty much about to be at them, I think. Someone already might be.
Yeah, apron shield for RC. It's a good shield, blue chest item. That is a. This game has a lot of spelling mishaps, like apron shield, which is supposed to be Apollon shield, I think.
I think Apollo Shield, yeah. The spelling errors in this game are probably one of the best things about this game.
They are amazing.
Whoever was translating the game either hadn't heard of a lot of these things before, so when they were translating from Japanese, they kind of just directly translated some things. So instead of golems in this game, we have gorums, and instead of wyverns, we have wybons. And there's a lot of monsters in this game that are just kind of ridiculously named because they didn't either the person was lazy or they had never heard of a wyvern or a golem before. So.
Yeah, we also have the infamous wheel eel, which no one quite knows what it's supposed to be.
Another
RC,
thing.
yeah.
Oh, sorry. Go on. I was gonna say the blue chest items. We didn't really talk about those, but they're specifically blue chests that are kind of rare and they have really, really powerful items in them. So a couple people have already picked up some. Like we said, the apron shield is a blue chest item. The blue chest items, you can get both armor and weapons, and they make it way easier to get through the cave. So some of these people already have some blue chest items, and that makes it a lot easier. So hopefully we can find the mythical Gades blade, which is the best blue chest item in the game for killing the jelly. So definitely keep your eyes out for that one.
Another thing to notice is that at least RC is in mimic territory at the moment. Mimics they look like chests, but there's a slight color differential compared to normal chests, and the red ones will chase you, and they are very strong and very dangerous. Later on we get blue mimics, which are stationary but a lot of fun because they like to sit on stairs and in doorways and
Yeah, mimics, both the red ones are overpowered but not too bad, but later on the blue mimics are so overtuned for the floors that they appear on that even in runs where you get a lot of safety experience, they can still just wipe your party in like one turn. So hopefully we won't see anybody that has to encounter blue mimics, because they are basically just run enders no matter what you do a good deal of the time when you have to fight them. So hopefully we don't see those, and if we do have to see blue mimics, hopefully it is spectacular in the way that the runner dies, because might as well go out with a bang. But another thing, so since we're everybody's going definitely slow and trying to get as much experience as possible, but we're about to be on the red core floors. In fact, AK Drist already is. That thing he's about to fight right there is the red core, which it's kind of like the metal slime from one of those dragon games that people play. It basically gives you a lot of experience, but they are really fast and run away most of the time. Dragon Quest, Dragon Warrior, same thing. But they run away most of the time. So you want to get them to stay, and then you want to kill them with magic because they're weak to it. And then you get a ton of experience, and it kind of jump starts your levels way above where they kind of should be at the time. So all the runners are definitely going to check every single room on the floors that they appear on to try and get them.
RC just picked up Strong, which is, in my opinion, the best healing spell in the game, because it's low MP and it scales with your hint.
Yeah, Strong is really good at conserving your magic points for sure. We also got a I think it was AK Trist? Maybe it was Venicus. I already forgot. But someone just picked up a Curse Lifter, and that is a really, really important item. if you wanna
Iris
know
Shield
about
for
it.
Venicus. Yeah, curse lifters, because there are cursed items in this game, mainly the Deadly Rods, Deadly Sword, Fatal Pick, Berserk Blade, and some others. Cursed. And when you equip a cursed item, you can't unequip it, you're stuck with it. Deadlies, we don't mind that much, because Deadlies let you insta-kill enemies. But when you get to the jelly, the deadlies won't do anything. So you want curse lifters for the jelly, so you can unequip or you can uncurse the deadly weapons and get to use their IP attacks.
Yeah, that's another thing. This game has a special system, kind of like you can kind of think of it as like maybe a limit break style thing. So when you take damage in this game, you build up an IP meter, which stands for Ikari points, I think. And then based on how much of that meter you have, you can spend that those points in order to use weapon special abilities and stuff. And it's going to be really important that they have weapons that have good IP attacks for the jelly in order to kill him, because the final boss of the cave has you have 3 turns to kill the jelly. If you don't kill him in 3 turns, he just runs or kills himself, one of the two, and you don't complete the cave. So curse lifters are really good because you can put on the deadly to kill someone instantly all the way through the cave, and then you can use the curse lifter to take it off when you're ready to fight the jelly.
There are some items we are specifically looking for to be better against jelly, mainly the Decker Blade, which gives Decker a really high IP attack. Gary's Blade, which you'd put on Guy, I guess, or maybe Maxim. It has also high IP attack, and then you want the deadlies and curse lifters. So you can use the deadly IP attacks. There are some other things that are also useful that can be used as backups. And you want a trick spell to increase your damage.
Yeah, the Decker Blade is the single greatest item for the jelly. What was that?
No, Iris Ring on Venicus.
Oh yeah.
So 2 Iris items in short.
Iris items are mostly a meme, but we decided to give points for them this year, so at least they're worth something. Normally, you get them all and then you give them to a lady outside of the cave, and she's just like, thanks, and you get nothing, and it doesn't do anything because they're bad. You can't wear them either, so it's nice that they're finally useful for something. But yeah, the Decker Blade is the best weapon in the game. It does half of the jellies, or of any enemy that you use it on, half of their current HP in one hit, as long as you have full IP. So hopefully everybody finds a Decker Blade. That's the most important thing to find to kill the jelly. And just got another deadly, it looks like, so he is good to go for a while.
Yeah.
Also, one thing that you might have noticed that Squealer did a couple minutes ago is he used an item called Providence that brought him out of the cave. And I didn't see why he did it. I assume maybe he thought he was going to die or saw something that he didn't want to have to fight. But Providence warps you out to the beginning of the cave, and you get to keep any blue chest items you find. So he used that, and he just went right back in the cave, assuming he just did it so he could get a maybe cleaner start. Maybe he didn't find cores or something, actually. But yeah, that's definitely the only real safety you have in this entire run is Providence. Just start over if it's not good enough.
Yeah, but it's a really weird move to make in a race. But he probably has a plan. Squealer is one of the longest running runners of this game, so he
Yeah,
probably has.
Yeah, it's
Thought.
got to be for a reason. I doubt he used it on accident, at least.
Deadly Rod for real critical. It's gonna give him an edge unless he equipped something earlier I didn't see.
So do we have a deadly on everyone? I know we have one on Drizzt, and I guess Squealer probably doesn't because he reset. But does Ven have a deadly? We'll have to see
Which
next time he goes to his equip screen. Up top, you can see RC, real critical. He's using Valor, which is the healing spell. He's using it on undead. You can use healing on undead to do damage to them, and Valor's the best spell for fighting undead most of the time because it just does so much damage. So he's using that just for some quick experience.
Yeah, and also if you've picked up some X-Boomers on your way to the floors RC is on right now, they will insta-kill those skeletons as well, and they won't be useful for anything else, so you might as well just throw them on them for some little bit of XP if you want to.
AK Drizzt just found a Mega Axe. He's got a great setup so far. Mega Axe is a blue chest weapon that Guy and Decker can use, and it is very strong, and it's Thunder Element too, which is good for a lot of things in the cave, or at least it's not bad for most things in the cave. So yeah, he's got a good arsenal right now. Just probably still hoping he finds the Decker blade, but I would be happy if I had what he had so far.
Yeah, he seems to have a pretty solid setup at the moment.
Got a blue chest on Ven's screen. That's the Dia Ring, which is useless if you don't have any of the girl characters in your party, and I don't think he does.
No, Squealer also got the Witch Ring earlier, which is very rare, but can also only be used by Selen and Tia, which are the girls. It's not very good either, so yeah.
Yeah, it's like some intelligence, I think, maybe. Yeah, so we have AK Drizzt also in the lead in terms of floors. He is at least past floor 20 now because he is now in the dungeon tile set. Everybody else is still in the tower tile set, which is the first 20 floors. The dungeon rooms, they eventually... This is where the blue mimics are going to spawn eventually on floor 29. He's on 24 now, so he's going to be there pretty soon. So definitely keep your eye on him in the next couple floors. As soon as he hits 29, he has to get past 31 to be safe from blue mimics. He's got kind of a bad hallway there too. So one of the coolest things about this game too is the movement. Everything only moves when you move. And everything has a set movement pattern. Some of them move relative to how you move too. So like say you move down, a certain monster might always move up. And it kind of becomes a game of chess in every room later on when there's a bunch of scary monsters around you and you want to try and get through a room without fighting anything. So movement is very important as we go forward. There's ways to manipulate monsters around with a glitch called R slashing, where you hold R and you slash your sword and it tricks the game into thinking that you're moving even though you're not, and then the monsters will move accordingly as if you were to have moved. So you're going to see a lot of people like standing still, slashing their swords and just manipulating monsters trying to get by. There's so Ven does have he has a fatal pick. I don't think he equipped it right there, but that means everybody should have a deadly except for maybe Squealer now. And he's definitely looking for one.
Another deadly rod for Akidris. That's his third, is it?
It's at least his third deadly, yeah. I think at least 2 rods. He just found Destroy too, which is a spell that basically acts like a deadly. So he is set up really nice. Literally the only obstacles he's going to have anytime soon are the blue mimics. So hopefully those aren't on the stairs or in front of a doorway. And then after that, he's pretty much safe for another 15 floors. We see Ven's also in the dungeon tile set now, so he's past floor 20. He just picked up Trick too, which is an attack boosting spell, which is super important. You can cast it on all the party members at once, and it just boosts your attack by like a flat 15% or 10% or something, or 20% even maybe. Either way, it's super important for the jelly because sometimes you want to use attack boosting spells before you use your fractional damage, so you can boost your finishing damage later.
Yeah, it's 20% on Trick. Which is insane.
Yeah, it's really good. Definitely the best and pretty much only useful support spell in the cave. There are niche times that you'll use some of the other ones, but it's mostly just Trick. Right there we got a Fry Sword. That is the strongest holy damage weapon. Oh, and a Spark Staff. Yeah, we're finding good blue chest items in these runs. This is good. Spark Staff is a fire type staff that does decent damage and boosts int, which is going to help for spellcasts. And the Fry Sword is one of the strongest weapons in the game, and it can go on Decker and Guy, so they're going to be smashing through enemies pretty soon.
Did RC have a deadly rod? Yeah, he does. So Spark Staff isn't all that useful to him, as the only party member who can equip it is RT.
So if you look at Drist's screen right now, there was a Irish Jewel. That's 5 points. There's a blue chest in that room, but he's not going to pick it up because it's a fake one. That's the blue mimic that you don't want to fight because they are super, super overpowered in these floors. And he has a guaranteed fight with one if he goes through that, or he has to fight the Medusa. So he is going to have to fight something right now. The Medusa is way easier, so he's just gonna buff himself up and equip. He's kind of low level though, so this could be scary.
Level 10, you are very vulnerable. But he has sap, that should help.
Yeah, as long as Maxim doesn't die before he gets a spell cast right here, he should be okay. But yeah, that's a lot of damage they're about to take, especially if there's another bolt. He should be okay though, maybe. Oh, just barely. Maxim survives.
That was close. Well, he has his IP set on everyone except Artie at least.
Yeah, and he has the revive spells too, so he's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that, as close as that was way easier than if he had to fight Blue Mimic. So that definitely worked out.
Yes. Hopefully the stairs doesn't require you to get buffs that blue mimic.
Oh, there he's good. So that's Sire Relief. What floor is he on? 32? That was the last Mimic floor too, so he is pretty much safe for another 15-ish floors, barring, unless something really, really unlucky happens, he should be okay for a little bit.
And some of you may have noticed that Squealer is doing some slightly weird things with Destroy. There is an incentive for this race, which is to kill 3 enemies with 1 cast of Destroy, and that is probably why he's doing that. He is insane, but he's not that insane.
Yeah, Ven is in a really bad hallway right now. He spawned with 2 samurais, and they basically all... Oh, and he double engaged them too.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ochi Warriors, that's what I meant. They are immune to instant death, and they do pretty good damage, and I'm pretty sure they're fast too. Yeah, they're faster than Artie, so... Yeah, this is going to be rough if he does... Oh, he's casting Perish. He might not know that they're immune to instant death, so that is going to cost him. Hopefully he has Zap or Fry, because they are weak to light, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, they are weak to Holy. But... if he doesn't know that they are immune to insta-death, he might struggle because he has that deadly rod, that fatal pick on Artie. Oh, RC just got a Decker Blade according to the chat. I've been looking at Ven, so I've not really been paying attention at others, but Decker Blade is really nice.
Yeah, it's 100% like undisputed the best weapon for the jelly. It doesn't really help you get to the jelly because it's not that strong. It's really just the IP attack on it that's strong, so you kind of just hold on to it till you get to the jelly. But it is a huge sigh of relief for him, because once you have Decker Blade, you don't really need all that much to kill the jelly. Maybe like 1 or 2 more good items, and you're set to kill him. Okay, so Ven got through those 2 fights, and everybody's alive. I'm kind of surprised at how low level some of these people are. The Ven is level 11, Drist is level 12, and Drist is coming up on Assassins pretty soon, if he's not already past them. I don't think he's past them. Assassins are really, really fast, and they take up a lot of time. They're not really that scary. They do have an instant death move, but generally they just kind of take up a lot of time. But he's level 12, so they could actually be scary.
Yeah. And also there is always the chance of the infamous assassin train, which is just gonna suck up time. RC is now on blue mimic floors.
Yeah, so let's get some Bless RNG for real critical here. Hopefully he doesn't have to fight anything. Drist right now is farming cancer rocks from Garbosts. They have a chance to drop something called a cancer rock, which he just got. It is a very, very useful rock for the jelly. It gives you the ability to attack twice in a turn for 2 turns, so you turn basically 2 attacks into 4 attacks, which adds a lot of damage, which you are going to need for the jelly. So he's probably happy that he got that. They're also good for experience, so he's still pretty low, but looking better than he was.
And RC is shown as a prime example of the difference between a blue mimic and a blue chest.
Yeah, there's a slight color difference that some people say that if they are like kind of colorblind, they can't really tell at all by the color. But there's also a tiny difference in the design of the chest. I don't know what it is because I go off of the color, but there are multiple ways to tell what the difference is between a blue chest and a blue mimic. AK Trist is still farming the Garbosts because even if he doesn't get Cancer Rocks or doesn't need any more, it's just easy experience at this point before he runs into assassins and things beyond.
Yeah. Squealer is also killing crabs for Cancer Rock, but he's killing a different type. They're... Can't remember their names right now, but they come with the drill shells.
I think they are called just cancers, maybe, right?
Yeah.
Or no, I don't know. I think so. But yeah, the red ones that Squealer's fighting, not the shells that are left, but the ones that he just killed, also drop the Cancer Rock, and they're a little bit harder to get from early. But I mean, with a 2-hour time limit on this race, you kind of want to take all the chances you can get to farm everything at every opportunity for safety. So Squealer's definitely taking advantage of that. Ben's fighting blue cores, yeah.
Yeah, I just got one. That's really nice. That's gonna help him a lot with his levels, which is the best way to get XP in this game, is to kill some cores.
Yeah, well, we were just talking about how he was level 11 or 12 or something, and now he got 1 blue core and he's already 17. So they are a great catch-up tool. So he's stoked he got that. I can tell.
Oh, and then he runs into the teleporter. It's luckily only a dark skull, so he should be able to get past that without too much issues. RC is having some core luck. Or they
Sort
killed
of
Max
luck.
though.
Yeah.
Ah, that's too bad.
Yeah, so RC just had really good and bad luck in the same fight. So he got 2 blue cores and a red core to stay, which is a lot of experience, but they killed Maxim, so Maxim doesn't get any of it. It's kind of frustrating, but at least his tanky people have all that experience, so it's not the worst, just kind of unfortunate.
Yeah.
And Squealer's even farming lions. He is, or maybe he had to fight them, I don't know, but he is definitely taking it safe. Oh, no, yeah, he's fighting them on purpose. Lions have a chance to drop Lion Fang, which is another agility boosting item, so they do kind of a lot of damage, but I mean, he'll be fine just fighting one. If he gets the Lion Fang, it'll all have been worth it for sure. Real critical, hoping he could get some more blue cores with Maxim alive this time, but they all ran. Oh, the lion is wrecking Squealer.
Yeah. They are highly risky if you don't have deadlies to hit them with.
Fennec is about to fight blue cores right now. Hopefully they stay.
Ooh, one.
One blue, one red, yeah. That's good.
Naked Wrist is up with green cores now. And he got one to stay, that's good. It's really nice. And another one.
Yeah, just really needed that because he is about to head into ninja floors, and ninjas are a lot like assassins, except they are way stronger and do way more damage. So getting all that experience before the floors, the green cores spawn on floor 41 to 43, and then the ninjas spawn immediately after you exit those floors on 44 to 46. So he's going into ninja floors now, and he has all that extra experience, which is very, very nice.
And he managed the quite rare thing where 2 green cores actually stays, which doesn't happen a lot. So you might see him doing a lot of like empty slashes in doorways and slow walking, and that is to avoid ninjas. Or he might just run in and chance it.
I think he's on 43 right now, or maybe
Oh.
he went down to 44.
I thought he went down.
Maybe he did. I missed
Yeah.
it. We'll find out right now.
We'll find out. No, he's on 43.
He's on 43. Yeah, so
Yeah,
one
okay.
more floor of green
One more
cores.
floor. And then he should try being careful, but he might not be.
Real critical, deciding if he wants to farm cancer rocks, and he decided he does. And his deadly missed. So
Oh, Squealer
that's
is up against blue mimics.
4 blue mimics too. Yeah. So these are the things we were talking about. The overtune, they almost killed this whole party right there. And he has to fight it again because of its placement. So not only are blue mimics the strongest thing that you'll encounter anywhere around this area of the cave, they're way stronger than anything you're going to fight. But the maximum amount you can fight is 4. Look at, he just providenced out. He's not even risking it. So yeah, that's probably smart because he has blue items that he does not want to lose.
Yes. So we'll see if he actually tries to go fast or if he keeps staying safe. AK is up against ninjas right now.
Yeah, he's doing pretty good. He's got all those levels from the green cores, so they are not that dangerous. The ninjas are fast. They all attack twice, and they have a move called Knife Thrower that attacks everybody in your party and does a lot of damage. Like 2 knife throwers can pretty much end your run if you get them in one turn. So he luckily didn't get any knife throwers. Right? Oh, there's a knife thrower, but it's too late. Just one guy left. So yeah, hopefully he can get through these. Oh, he has to fight another one too. That's potentially bad. He's got good levels though, so.
Yeah, and he is on Brin's Lizard floors. And Brin's Lizards are my personal favorite. They drop the Twist Jewel, which gives you a large boost to your agility unless you go really fast. Or attack really fast before anyone else.
Yeah, the Brin's Lizards are pretty easy to farm too, and they have a decent drop chance for the Twist Jewel, and it is the highest agility granting rock in the cave. So definitely in a 2-hour setting like this, I expect every single person to try and farm Twist Jewels when they find Brin's Lizards, assuming they have weapons at all.
Yeah, it gives you 30 to your agility score, which is very nice.
Yeah, like sometimes the difference between Artie being faster than certain enemies is the difference between you winning or losing a run sometimes, because some of the stuff later is really scary, so you kind of want him to go first with the deadly and just instant kill something before it gets a chance to wipe you. So the Twist Jewel is just, it's so good. It's so important. So let's see if he gets it right here. That would be really, really good. Venek is fighting assassins, which are the weak ninjas. not really scary. They just are fast and attack first, so they take some time.
And no twist for AK Drist. And one thing we haven't covered, which you might see every now and then, is that some of these plants are like swirling inwards, which means they are above a healing pad, which will heal your entire party to full health. And they are quite rare, but they're very nice to come across.
Yeah, healing tiles are super important sometimes because unless you have a cheap heal, you can run out of MP pretty quickly if all you have is like Valor or Champion to heal and you don't have many items to restore your MP. So finding a healing tile that just full heals all of your party members and stepping on it is great.
And AK just got a twist you. Excellent.
Yeah, he's looking real good with his setup so far. He's got the Cancer Rock, the Twist Jewel, the Deadly.
Yeah, he doesn't have a Decker Blade yet, but everything else seems to be coming in order.
Ven has... Oh, that's not a very good hallway.
Nope.
He'll probably be fine, but he definitely is going to take some time to get through here.
And Squealer is dealing with the red mimics this time. But at least they are easier to run away from than the blue mimics.
Yeah, in a setting where you have at least a couple levels, red mimics aren't usually going to wipe you. They just take a while to kill if you don't have good weapons. So they're not too bad.
Yeah.
And you can run from them.
Okay, Shadow Killer is asking us to explain the item pool. There are different items that spawn on different levels. Most notable, level 15, Decker Blade starts spawning. So there's no point in looking for Decker Blade before you get to level 15. Earlier levels tends to have weaker drops. 4 to 9 has some funky drops, which you might want to look at, but from 9 to 15, there's no point in opening chests unless they're blue, or you need some resources. Then you have, or you need spells like Trick, which RC just got, which is really nice. As you get into the deeper into the cave, more stuff can drop, like the Myth Blade and Old Sword and other useful items.
Yeah, there's in an any percent run, you will generally skip chests here and there and skip entire floors sometimes because certain items won't spawn on them. But I assume, other than Squealer, because he kind of has to make up some time now, I assume pretty much everyone's going to open almost every chest they see, whether or not the items could be good, because you can still get consumables on like any floor, even if you can't get good weapons and stuff. So just to be safe and make sure they make it to the end, they're not going to be really skipping anything. But another important floor is floor 50, is when a couple really strong items start spawning. You get the Old Sword, which is a very good fractional weapon. Fractional weapons are the ones that do like percent HP damage to the jelly. So you want to use those if you can find them. And also the Lizard Blow starts dropping on 50, which is a very strong flat damage weapon that anyone in the game can use. So once you get to floor 50 is where the good stuff pretty much starts dropping. There's some stuff that still comes later, but pretty much almost everything is in the item pool by floor 50. You see RC right now, Real Critical, is he fed his capsule monster, his Pokemon, and it evolved to a Form 2, which This form of the one that he has an instant death attack that it can use sometimes called Perish Punch. Perish Punch. And that can come in handy. It's totally RNG whether he uses it or not, but I've seen it save runs, so.
And if you want to know what it is, it was a radish and now it's an octopus parrot. Because this makes sense.
Is that what that form is?
I don't know, but that's what I always thought it was.
Octopus parrot. All right, I'll go with that. I like it. I just assumed it was a little short guy with a short sword and shield, but
Oh no, I think it's like a parrot with like Cthulhu tentacles.
yeah, that's way cooler than what I thought it was, so we'll go with it.
Okay. See if our RC butters with the Prince lizards or not.
I assume, yeah, he definitely will. Hopefully he gets the drop. And he
Nope.
does not. Down on the bottom right, Venicus is farming, I think these are the green cores, right? Is that where he is? Yeah, so he's on green cores, which means he's about to find ninjas also on the next couple floors. And hopefully he gets decent luck with the ninjas because, you know, even if you have good levels, if they use, you know, a couple knife throwers, they can definitely end your run. So gonna hope he gets some good luck there. Squealer's still just farming everything. I think this time he's going to try and have as many levels as possible before he gets to Blue Mimics because he knows he probably can't Providence out again and expect to make it to the jelly safely at least.
We got a strong though, that is good for progression. That little MP cost healing spell is very, very nice.
Real critical is on ninjas now, so hoping for no knife throws. He's level 25 though, which is pretty good. Artie might be faster if he has an agility item on him too. He does not, so that's unfortunate, but he didn't get a knife. Even one knife thrower here wouldn't wipe him. Oh, there it is. Yeah, he's a good level. He should be fine.
Yeah. And he's got that apron shield on Decker, which is gonna help a lot.
Ooh.
Decker Blade on the Decker.
I need a little dance just to show how happy he is.
Yay.
Yeah, Venicus is super happy. Like we said before, Decker Blade's just so important. It's literally half the damage you need on the jelly comes from that one weapon in one turn. So yeah, it's a great find. He's happy. I think we have a Decker Blade on Real Critical and Venicus now. I don't think AK Drist has one, but he might.
Yeah, I haven't seen it at least, but I'm watching 4 streams and the chat, so I might miss some things.
So I didn't see it, but I've seen a couple people say now that Real Critical has Gatey's Blade also. So he has Decker Blade and Gatey's Blade, which is
unconfirmed.
Those are the two best. Yeah, rumors. Yeah, I want to see it in his inventory because if that's true, then he is pretty much set to kill the jelly as is. He just wants to, you know, get safely there, so he's not going to run or anything. But yeah, Decker plus Gatey's is basically GG on the jelly. Decker Blade is the strongest percent HP damage weapon since it does half of the target's current HP in one attack. And Gatey's Blade is the strongest flat damage weapon, which you want to use after your fractionals, because its IP attack just attacks 8 times in a row. So basically think of it as doing 8 times damage in one turn. So between those two, you barely even need any damage to make up for the jelly at the end.
And he's going out of his way to get that Prince Lizard, which I at least am happy about.
300 to 400 damage after an attack buff, and if you're high level, maybe. But typically, so like in an any percent run, you want to typically kill the jelly around like level 30. And without an attack buff, I want to say it's like 200 damage per attack, and then times 8. So, you know, after using Trick and being probably level 40 to 45, which is what I assume he'll be if he makes it all the way to the jelly, it should be a good amount of damage, like at least 300 per. Because I think he has Trick too, so yeah, it should be at least 300 damage per attack. So 8 attacks, you're set. Drist has a Hedora in a hallway. They are scary, scary monsters, so you definitely don't want to fight them unless you can guarantee a sneak attack on them.
Squealer just got a curse lifter. That can be useful if he gets some deadlies.
I guess we haven't really talked about the back attack system in this game, but some monster sprites face a direction, like you can see on Drist's screen. That monster moves left or right or up or down, and it like faces that way. When you attack a monster from behind, you get like a guaranteed sneak attack. But if you attack a monster from the side, you get a 50% chance at a sneak attack. So certain monsters like that Hedora, for example, which is another misspelling like we were talking earlier. Hedora, it's supposed to be Hydra, but lazy translators, of course. You want to guarantee the back attack if you can, because fighting something that's going to go before most of your party and do a lot of damage is never a good idea if you can avoid it.
And AK Drist just took a little chance to get that blue chest, and all he got was a ruse armor, which he can't even equip.
Yeah, the ruse armor is it's good armor, but only the 2 girl characters can use it, and he doesn't have them with him, so he's it's pretty much useless. Basically, just going to be fed to the capsule monster eventually. Yeah, and like what DC Boy is saying in chat, monsters that don't have a facing direction, like up on AK Drist screen right now, that monster always looks the same direction. That monster can't be back attacked, and you can't get back attacked by it. So it's kind of like, you know, both a blessing and a curse sometimes. You won't get flanked, but you can't flank them. Later on, we'll see Archfiends and why that's such a problem. I think Squealer still is. Did Squealer just cast Destroy on 3 people, or am I just seeing things? I think
He's done
going
it before, so he might have done it again. Yeah. I think he wants the points for that one. Oh, and RC has a party room with teleporters.
Yeah, that is not.
That is. Oh.
Sometimes lucky. So yeah, real critical. Just get sometimes some of the floors, we call them party rooms or cons, like conventions. Most of the monsters and chests on a floor will just be like squeezed into one room sometimes. And RC just got that, and they were all teleporters. You can see down in the bottom 2, Squealer has the same thing. He has a party room. His isn't too bad though. Everything's pretty much manipulated out of the way. But yeah, RC got lucky that they just all teleported behind him into one spot and kind of let him go free. We got AK Drist fighting no cores now. These are the final form of cores that give the most experience. We got a green one to stay, which is still good, but the no cores, if you get those, you are very, very happy. They give you so much experience. So he's definitely going to be hunting for those. Ooh, there's
Gold eye.
there's points for Squealer. Yeah, one of the challenges this year is if you find a gold eye, silver eye, or a black eye, either from a chest or from a drop, you get 10 extra points. And Squealer just got that, which he kind of desperately needs right now because of the bad luck he got earlier, needing to go out of the cave twice. So that is definitely nice. Gold eye is also a good item. It gives you a good attack boost, and it has a pretty decent IP attack.
And to answer chat, trick is a very good spell because it boosts your attack with 20%, which is something you really want when you're up against the jelly.
Yeah, one of the tactics when you fight the jelly is, since you're going to be using, hopefully, weapons that do percent HP damage, like the Decker Blade, you kind of don't really want to do damage before the Decker Blade goes, because all that damage that you do, half of that is going to be taken out of the Decker Blade roll anyway, since you're lowering the jelly's HP before you use it. So having something like Trick to cast before you use Decker Blade is even more useful than normal. It's already great, but being able to use it before Decker Blade just to kind of boost your attack power for the attacks that come after Fatal Blow is really, really nice. Yeah, Squealer, as far behind as Squealer is for having to leave the cave too, he's got some good blue chest items. So hopefully, if he finds a couple more, since he has more chests to look through than everyone, he should be able to just kind of hightail it to the jelly eventually, assuming he can keep up on his levels. Venicus down there is that little mermaid thing he's trying to get by is called a siren. That is Real Critical's personal favorite monster in the game. He just thinks they're so cool. But really what they do is they put your entire party to sleep and confuse them, and just keep chaining that over and over and over until you grow old. And yeah, you want to avoid fighting those guys at all costs.
Yeah, there is very little which is as frustrating as your entire team being asleep until they are murdered.
Yeah, and the sirens don't do much damage or even attack very much at all, so they kind of just keep sitting there doing these long animations that just keep you locked in sleep and confusion, and you can't run away until someone's completely cured of it at the beginning of a turn. So yeah, definitely want to avoid those.
We got the RC farming Hydoras. Trying to get that nice little rock drop.
Yeah, if RC can get the Hedora Rock, he basically just has the kill on the jelly. The Hedora Rock is a very, very good item to have, because it gives you the ability to attack 3 times in a turn, once in a fight, or once in the jelly fight at least. So that adds a good amount of damage that you can use.
Oh, and Lizard Blow. Yeah, RC has Lizard Blow is after Gady's Blade it's the highest flat attack. So RC, if he can get to the jelly without too much problems and with his IP up, then he has a kill.
Yeah, and he is killing all kinds of stuff for safety levels too, so he's looking real good. And he's got a whole hour to get to the jelly, so it's definitely nice for Real Critical right now. AK Drist is also doing good too, though. He's got a lot of good items. He's approaching Not quite yet, but he'll soon be on some floors that are pretty dangerous, and we'll talk about those when we get there, like Archfiends and leeches and all that stuff. There's Squealer finding Zap again, the best holy damage spell.
Yes.
Venick is in a party room right there, having to go through crows. Crows are not fun. They're not gonna kill him or anything, but they attack fast and sometimes they can do a lot of damage and surprise kill one of your party members.
Yeah. They are kind of goofy looking, but they're kind of like ostriches in that they will murder you.
Luckily the deadlies hit though, so this party room doesn't actually look too bad if he kind of just hugs the bottom. But he might want to, if he's safe, he might want to just kind of go and open those chests. I think he's going straight for the stairs though, it looks like, yeah.
Yeah, there are Serfacos in there, and you don't want to mess with them unless you have to.
Well, I saw him fighting one earlier. I think he might need... I think they're the ones that drop Breeze Fruit, which is what you need to evolve Blaze to M form, which is the capsule he took. So he might actually try to fight Serfacos on purpose to get the Breeze Fruit, because that's the extra points for evolving the capsule monster. They're not fun to fight. They attack 3 times, they're fast, they do a lot of damage. But I mean, with the safety levels, you should be okay, hopefully. That's one of the reasons too that I'm not really a fan when trying to do the M form kind of challenge thing. Blaze, there are other capsule monsters that are easier to evolve to M form, because some monsters, the fruits that you need for them come off just super easy monsters. So, and Serfacos are not easy monsters most of the time.
RC is trying to get a back attack on that Hydora without getting attacked by the dragon. And it's looking a bit dicey there, but he managed. Hydoras are extremely dangerous to face without a back attack.
Yeah, the Hidoras, there's the Sea Hidoras. You can see he's doing Ice Stream on him right now, which is a pretty powerful attack all spell. And then the other one that he already killed attacks 5 times and does a lot of damage. So if your deadly misses or you don't get the back attack, you could wipe in just a single turn if you're not able to kill them before they move. So luckily it's pretty easy to manipulate them to get a free back attack though, because they only move every 3rd turn. So you can kind of go up a couple spaces next to them and then make them move, and then have enough time to get to them and back attack them before the 3rd turn again where they get to move. So they're usually not too scary outside of like party rooms or really tiny hallways.
And RC just got a no core, which is, as we talked about earlier, extremely nice for his XP.
Drist right here. So what Drist is about to fight is a gold Gorham. I don't know if he has to go that way to fight it. He might. They're not too hard to manipulate movement-wise, because they kind of just spin in a circle and then move once really quick like that, and then just keep spinning. So you can move him away like he's doing right now perfectly, and you're pretty much good. But he does have to fight the one that's blocking the doorway, because he can't move it out of the way.
Yeah.
And they are dangerous. If you don't kill them before they attack twice each, or they can use a spell called Golden Mist, or an attack called Golden Mist, which just hits everyone in your party for tons of damage, and it is horrible. So his deadly just missed. That's bad.
Yeah, and he also has a bit of a history with getting
Ooh, there's Golden
into
Mist
trouble.
number 1. Yeah. 2 Golden Mists. That's a wipe. That's what happens when a deadly misses on a Gold Gorham. That is super unfortunate. That is... Oh, man. Yeah, Gold Gorhams are no joke when you have to fight them. You have to hope that you can kill them, at least most of them, before they get a chance to fight. Yeah, definitely pay your respects. He's going back in. It's not impossible that he makes it to the jelly to at least get all the points that he can for making it at least to the 99 floors. If he somehow gets there and kills the jelly with the time left, it's going to be one of the most incredible runs I've ever seen in my life. So definitely rooting for him, but he's got a tough road ahead of him now. Squealer in a party room with a bunch of flowers and stuff.
Yeah, he has stumbled onto a subterranean garden. it seems.
He should be okay. It's not too dangerous looking of a room. It depends on where he has to go. Oh, the stairs are right there. Yeah,
He's fine.
he's good.
Oh, when a kiss missed on his Hyadora? Oh no, but he's fine. Just have to deal with the Sea Hyadora.
Real critical farming more Hedoras. It's really, really critical to try, no pun intended, to try and get the Hedora rock, because not only does it do the 3 times attack that we were talking earlier that's really good for the jelly, but it also gives agility. So you can give it to someone to where they can maybe move faster than a monster in a battle. So it's useful in multiple ways. And it gives you an attack boost. It's just super, super good to get. So RC is definitely farming as many as he can, which he no longer can. They stopped dropping on floor 60, so I hope he got one. That would be nice. But if he didn't, he can't get one now.
Agility is a very nice stat to up on all your party members. You want the most on Artie because he's the fastest, and he has. Mostly you put the deadly on him and have him go faster than the enemies to get a quick kill. But if you're planning on running away from enemies, then any agility on anyone is a good thing, because if you can run away is determined by your average.
Yeah, agility is probably the most important stat in almost every instance. There are a couple times that it won't matter, and HP is clearly more important, like fighting leeches or dark summoners or something later that you'll just never outspeed. But generally there's a lot of monsters in the cave that with just a little bit of an agility boost you can get Artie faster than them, and then when he's wielding that deadly rod he has the 80% chance to instant kill them before they even move. So farming agility, there's tons of ways you can get agility in the cave, and farming it in a marathon setting like this is probably one of the most important things you can do besides just farming levels in general. So Real Critical's fighting some eyeballs up there. They are not fun to fight. They steal your magic, they attack twice, they have long animations, and they're not really that fun to manipulate around in the overworld.
They are the most gross enemies, I think, with their warm eyes just floating around. And they see you, they go right for you, which is somewhat of a pain to get around.
So it looks like RC since AK Drist died, RC is now in the lead. Ven's right behind him though, so we'll see. Hopefully, when they get to the 70 to 80 floors, they don't get too bad of RNG, because there's some monsters coming up, like we said earlier, that are going to kind of make or break the run. The cool thing about this run is it's pretty exciting all the way through when you're running it, because there's no real downtime. There's always something that can kill you. You're always trying to go as fast as you can and skip stuff, at least in any percent. So yeah, it's not really a safe run at any point. Like these guys got to always be on their toes. Real Critical is, I don't know if he's past Warm Eyes yet, but he's about to be, which is a pretty nice time, because if you get careless Warm Eyes, since they move so fast horizontally on the map, you can get into a lot of useless or unwanted fights, and he is almost past them if he's not already. So
Yeah, you just need to watch out for the gold golems.
yeah.
Which Venicus is also dealing with at the moment.
Hopefully Real Critical does not need to go through that treasure room full of gold gorems.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like he does. Yeah, I don't think he does. There's like maybe one row of tiles up there that he couldn't see, but it's pretty unlikely that the stairs were there. Yeah,
At least he has other options. Okay, yeah, he's fine. Venicus is struggling a little bit because he has a gold gorem guarding his stairs with a warm eye go patrolling up and down.
He should be good now. Just wait for the gold gorem to spin a little. Oh no. Okay, he should be okay now. Oh wait, maybe not. There's a way to get by. Oh, he got lucky. Yeah, nice. Okay, that was pretty tight. Yeah, he's scared. It was not a good situation to be in. I'll say that. Red Saber too, for his troubles. He's rewarded with a 3 times attack weapon for Maxim. That is good for the jelly. So
AK just got a red core, which is nice if you want to catch up.
if you see Real Critical's screen right now, you can see that he has a boat in his way. There are boats in this cave that just sit there. They can't even attack when you fight them. They're just kind of boats in the cave. The bad thing about them is they can spawn with enemies like that, and they can also summon enemies. So hopefully these guys don't steal all of Artie's magic, because that's really the only problem he could run into at this situation. There.
There they go.
Yep, there goes. Oh, he still has some left, but yeah, that's not good to see. Magic is one of the precious resources in the cave that you want to conserve as much as possible. Sometimes you get lucky with items. Oh, there's Squealer's Decker Blade, by the way.
Decker Blade for Squealer, yes. And boats are also immune to instant death, which can make them somewhat annoying to deal with because they have a lot of HP.
Yeah, one of the cool things about boats is since they're ghost ships, they're considered undead. So they're immune to instant death, but you can heal them to death like you can other undead. So like one cast of Valor basically one-shots them, which is nice. But they're like never really a threat unless for some reason they spawn with leeches that somehow kill you. But even then, that's not really gonna happen. Like 99% of the time. floors RC on? Those are Orkies, I think. There's monsters right now that look like Hedoras, but they're actually called Orkies, and they are horrible. They're not too hard to kill, and you can manipulate them into a back attack pretty easily, but if you have to fight them, and you don't kill them immediately, they each attack 8 times for a lot of damage. And you definitely don't want to have to fight them, so hopefully he doesn't have any of those in a hallway coming up.
Yeah, RC is at floor 72, which is where the Archfiends start.
Squealer fighting ninjas right now. Let's there's a knife thrower immediately. Double knife thrower. Ooh. Triple knife thrower.
Ow.
Oh, but he has the gold eye IP, and Decker lived with like 1 HP. Squealer is clutch.
That is insane. 4 health on Decker.
Yeah, 4 HP. That's gotta feel good. I mean, it feels kind of bad because everyone else died. You gotta revive them all, but not dying right there is a relief for sure. 3 knife throwers is a wipe almost always. Decker's the only person in the cave that can even hope to survive it most of the time, so that was definitely nice. This time he does not have the gold eye IP though because he used it. So he can't do the one-shot attack all that he did last time.
That's a deadly rod for AK Drist.
Actually, he's gonna put it on Maxim right now, probably. I expect that he will.
And RC is dealing with Archfiends.
Yeah, Archfiends, which are these like weird demons that graduated from college, still in their graduation gear. They are one of the most deadly enemies in the cave because they do a lot of damage. They're really fast. They attack twice, and they cast AoE spells. They cast instant death spells. They are not fun to fight.
And they tend to bring along their friend, the Leech, who are also not a fun to fight, but not as bad as Archfiends.
Yeah, luckily one of the great things about this party that everyone's pretty much bringing is Decker. Decker's like the best character in this entire game. He has so much HP, and when you get the safety levels that you do in a marathon like this, he can survive even some of the worst stuff. There's a couple things that even he can't survive, but it's few and far between. So Archfiends are scary always. They can instant death him, but with the levels that RC's got, he should be okay unless he gets literally the worst RNG. So Squealer's finding some nice stuff. Ice Valk.
The other character which is very good in this standard setup is Artie, because he's fast. And do not underestimate the power of having someone really fast who can equip deadly weapons.
Yeah, Decker and Artie are basically the cornerstones of any percent, because you need Artie for his speed and his magic and his ability to use deadlies, and then you need Decker for his tanking and his ability to use like really strong weapons and stuff. So between the two of them, their insane stats are the only reason the any percent run is even possible in a remotely decent amount of time.
Venicus is currently driving with 2 boats, which is interesting. but overly not that dangerous because they can't summon extra enemies when there are two of them and taking up all the spaces.
Yeah, there are a couple tricks you can do actually when there's two boats, because boats will only summon, and when there's two of them, they take up all the spaces, so they can't summon anything. They'll just defend. So if you have like people dead and you need to revive people, and the only way you can do it is with an IP ability, or you want to just get into a battle to do things like that, things that you can only do in battle, that is the perfect time to do it, because you are in no danger while you're fighting two boats.
You also kind of want to try to kill them both at the same time, or you might be stuck in a really long summoning loop. Squealer got a potting room. There are dinosaurs in the cave. I guess they sailed in on the boats.
Yeah, it sounds about right. Yeah, Venicus has a not very good hallway right now. Well, the boat is just a single boat, so that's not too bad. And he got the free back attack, so he should be fine. This deadly hit, yeah, he's good to go.
RC's last blue was an engage rig, which is pretty useless. Only Selen can equip it, and it doesn't really do all that much.
Yeah, engage ring's probably the worst item you can find. It's not even probably, it is the worst item you can find in a blue chest, so finding that is always a bummer, because everything in blue chests, even the stuff that you don't really use, is still pretty good, and the engage ring does nothing. It gives you like a tiny defense boost, and defense doesn't really do much for you later in the cave.
Iris sword on AK wrist, so racking up some points again. And a sizzle sword from for Squealer. That is very nice.
Yeah, sizzle sword's probably one of my 2 or 3 favorite weapons to get in the entire game. It's a very, very powerful fire damage weapon, and a lot of things in the middle part of the cave are weak to fire, so finding that and putting that on Maxim is very, very nice. Yeah, real critical right now is on the set of floors that is the worst for killing time, and is pretty much the worst for killing your runs too. Every enemy here is horrible to fight if you have to fight them. You have genies that do really, really powerful attack all spells. They steal your magic. Some of them are really fast. Their movement in the map makes it to where sometimes you have to fight them because they'll just run in front of a door. Then there's obviously the Archfiends that we were talking about earlier. This is probably one of the most nerve-wracking sets of floors in the entire run.
That's a Decker blade for Venicus. Did he have one already?
I think he did,
Okay.
but I could be wrong. Either way, if he didn't, then that's great. So both Real Critical and Venicus have a very, very good chance of killing the jelly just because of that weapon alone. And I'm pretty sure Venicus also has at least a red saber, so yeah, there's some pretty good damage from Venicus. And Real Critical for sure. If he can at least get to the jelly with enough IP to use all of the abilities on the weapons, he's guaranteed to kill the jelly. So hopefully he can get through and get IP and not be in too much trouble. Fennec is fighting some genies right now. They're pretty much... It's pretty easy to always back attack genies, so they're not like the scariest in terms of dying most of the time, because they also don't really attack very often. That right there, Frost, what she's using, is actually... They have like a 33% chance or something low like that to actually cast that, so you're not usually in too much danger. But as you can see, one single cast did more than half of the HP on every single party member, so if you don't kill all the genies and they use 2 specials, you're usually dead.
Achaeatrus taking no chances with the assassins and sapping them to oblivion. And Squealer seems to have stop. No, he moves.
Yeah, just doesn't have a very good room. Oh, Vanicus is in a bad hallway too, and that right there is one of the worst combinations you can fight, because the Archfiend is super deadly and so is the Leech, but the Leech is always going to go before you. Sometimes you can get Artie faster than the Archfiend and just kill the Archfiend, but the Leech will always attack before you unless you've got like the best agility in the world. And they do decent damage, as you can see. Ice Vow, Gloomy, that's gonna kill almost everyone in this party. Yeah, that's not a good, and he has to fight that thing at least at least 2 more times, maybe even 3, to get to the stairs on the other side. That is not looking good for Ven. Hopefully he can get by it without dying. Decker's tanky and he's got decent levels, so it's not impossible. It's actually, he's got a decent chance at doing it, but definitely hoping for some good RNG here.
Right sword. That was good for Drist. Was using a hand axe on the guy before that, so that's definitely an upgrade.
Yeah, Fry Sword's just all around great. Another funny thing, we were talking about the mistranslations earlier. So the assassins actually are called assassins. If you can see their name really quick when he targets them, it says assassin, because like we said earlier, the translators didn't do a very good job at translating things. They just kind of directly translated the way the Japanese spelling was, and it doesn't make sense a lot of the time. Real critical also, his deadly missed on the Wind Genie, and the Wind Genies are super fast, so that's scary. But it defended and he killed it, so that's good. And there's a Frost, which is not what you want to see. Ooh, that crit though. So he's gonna make a decision to fight here. He could run and be probably safe, but maybe lose most of his party. He's looking for a smoke ball in his inventory right now to guarantee an escape, even if he doesn't kill everything. He doesn't seem to have one, which is not the best. Artie will attack first, so as long as Artie doesn't miss the deadly, he should be okay. Yeah, and the Genie defended, so he's safe for now. The Genie should die too, because the crit earlier did a lot of damage. Yeah. Wow, RC has 15 miracles. That is beautiful to see. Miracles are like Phoenix Downs on crack. They fully restore everything, health and MP, and revive you. So
you'll sometimes see people use it on Artie, even if Artie isn't dead, just to restore the MP.
So we're just past an hour and a half, so they have about 28 minutes to get to the jelly before the timer's up. I'm not sure what floor Real Critical's on, but that should be plenty of time for him unless he has just the worst RNG. Right now he's got a kind of bad hallway, but he got through it fine.
And he's on 87. So 88 and he's past Archfiends.
Straight into a Dragon Con.
Yeah.
Real Critical is probably not happy at that. That is a huge time loss and potentially even a rip run. Because the dragons here they're not easy.
The dragons aren't nice, and the Dark Summoners are problematic.
Squealer having some trouble with some eyes there, but luckily he made it out. Yeah, Real Critical's deciding what move to take. He needs good movement from the dragons, which that was bad what just happened.
The worst thing for him now is that is getting stuck in that corner with the dragons moving in on him.
So these are copper dragons. There's 3 types of metallic dragons here that he's gonna fight. The Deadly Mist, that is bad news.
Yeah.
And a Cinder Blast.
Yep.
Yikes. Well, Decker's taking no damage. He's in no
Decker with Apron Shield is pretty tanky.
Yeah, he's in no danger of like losing the run really to Copper Dragons, but having everyone else potentially die and stuff is not good. He needs the Deadly to hit. Okay, so the Deadly hit that time and it attacked solely. He's good to go for now.
That was some sweet Gold Gorham manipulation from Squealer, getting past without having to fight anything. Just slashing once to have it turn around and then sneaking past. Very nice.
Yeah, watching Squealer's probably got more time in the Ancient Cave than anyone on the planet. Watching him go through like difficult rooms sometimes is just awesome to watch. He knows basically everything about the cave inside and out, so it's pretty cool. RC got pretty lucky with the dragon movement. He has kind of an opening here to hopefully get out of the middle of all of these dragons. And as I say that, the caster curse, they all close in on him, and now he has to make a decision. And he's granted a free pass to a dead end.
Yay! Dead ends. That is great. At least Dark Summoners haven't teleported onto him yet. Gotta take what you can get. So,
Squealer found a silver sword. That's a very good weapon for Maxim to use on the jelly. It's not the best 3 times attack weapon, but it is I guess it's the second best one that you can give him. So that's nice. Definitely a jelly item right there. This is not on a world record pace, unfortunately. You don't really want to do world record strats in a marathon. The world record for this game by El Magus is 45 minutes about, so we are well past that. And yeah, would not recommend doing the strats needed to get a time like that in a marathon. Squealer's kind of in trouble, but luckily the dragons that he's about to fight aren't the same kind of dragons Real Critical's fighting, so...
Yeah.
Real Critical, yeah, he's getting really lucky too. They are pretty much all copper dragons, which are the easiest of the three. There's copper, silver, and gold. Silvers you don't want to fight; they are very dangerous, and then golds are horrible unless you get really, really good RNG and they use trick 3 times or like attack solely and something. They will kill you like immediately. They do way too much damage.
And Sully helping out with the perish punch. It's the whole point of having that shape with you through the cave.
Yeah, Real Critical got like a really, really bad Dragon Con, but lucky that they were all coppers, as far as I saw. So that's got to be a huge sigh of relief for him. So yeah, Venicus and Real Critical are pretty much the only monsters left in the entire cave are the metallic dragons for them and the dark summoners. Dark summoners you don't want to fight under any circumstance if you don't have to, because they do way too much damage. They attack everybody in your party and they all cast spells like twice.
Dark Summoners are nasty.
Yeah, they're pretty easy to avoid, but they are nasty.
AK just seems to have some latency issues. It'll probably work itself out. Venicus is putting that dragon to sleep. For some reason. Don't know exactly why, but it makes him easy to kill at least.
Well, he woke it up with the deadly just now, which was unfortunate. So
Yeah.
the deadly rod, when you attack something with it, it'll either say nothing and the monster will die, or it'll say miss, meaning that you failed the 80% chance. But if it has a status on it, like that one was asleep, you can get this weird thing where the miss doesn't pop up, so you think that you killed it, right? Because nothing pops up when you kill it. But instead of killing it, it actually just wakes it up, and that's what just happened to him. So seeing that is kind of like, oh yeah, I killed it. Oh no, I actually just woke it up and might die. But luckily, he just killed it anyway. Real Critical is just farming dragons at this point.
Yeah, he might want to consider getting Sully off his second shape so he can farm for IP, so Sully doesn't go and insta-kill them all the time like that.
Yeah, that's I wonder what he doesn't really need levels for anything. Well, actually, if he's going for a 2-turner, which he definitely has the possibility to do, 2-turners are difficult, but you can do them, and he has pretty much the perfect setup to do it. Decker Blade and Gady's Blade is what you want.
Yeah, and this
So-
blow and trick.
He might just be trying to farm levels to kind of make it the 2-turner more possible, more guaranteed, because higher stats means more damage. So Squealer is at Genie's already. He actually went pretty fast through the cave. He's not quite where Real Critical and Venicus are, but he isn't too far behind, maybe 20 floors at most, or about 20 floors. He has about 19 minutes to make it to the jelly. I don't know if he has a kill with his setup, but he's definitely catching up after the bad RNG he had earlier and the double Providence he had to use.
Yeah, but he doesn't really have any good items for the Jelly Kill. He has a Fatal Pick on Artie and Deadly Sword on Maxim, I think.
Yeah.
Which I don't know if he has any curse lifters. This one he got one at some point, but I don't know if he reset after that.
I think he has at least one curse lifter currently. I could be wrong. He has a bad hallway though.
Yeah.
It is a tiny hallway. He has to go by this Archfiend at least 2 fights. Yeah, 2 fights only. He's level 29, so he should be okay unless he gets really bad RNG like Double Thunder and Ice Valve, but he's not, so still one more fight, but definitely surviving this one. So is RC trying to farm IP right now and Sully's messing it up, or I feel like he should probably change his capsule to Form 1 if he hasn't.
Yeah. You're just fighting the birds, Serfacos, which are painful.
Yeah, you can see we were talking about them earlier, but they attack 3 times each and they do a lot of damage, so just almost instantly killed 2 people on his party. Here goes Squealer. He has to fight one more time and he can't revive Maxim or Artie. That is bad. So one of the things in this game is the less targets that a spell hits, the more damage it does. So like when you attack a lot of things with a spell, it splits up the damage and does less per target. So when you have less characters in your party alive and someone casts like Thunder, like that Archfiend could, it'll do a lot more damage to everybody. So not being able to revive people is not good for these floors. Double gold dragon on a real critical screen. He does not want to fight those.
That was a quick no bout. That is a good way to die, is to mess with gold dragons. Venicus is trying to farm IP of a Copper Dragon.
Does he have a healing spell? He needs, I think, 2% more IP on Maxim, depending on what he's using. If he's using a 3x, he will need 65% IP, and he has 63 currently. IP is Ikari points. So basically, when you get hit, it fills that little. You see that little bar at the bottom of the little character card things at the bottom, the little orange bar or whatever color that is. That is like basically item points. When you get hit, that fills, and you can use those points then to use abilities on items, and you need the item abilities in order to kill the final boss. So basically we farm those points near the end once we're kind of safe to get to the boss and just try and take damage without dying, because when you die it resets. So
Sully killing RC's coppers again. It's the 3rd time, I think. 3rd or 4th time.
yeah, unless RC, I mean, if he really is trying to farm IP, he really needs to change Sully to Form 1.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, he's spent a lot of time farming IP now. And it's really easy when you have a bunch of healing, a bunch of MP restores, really high levels and all that stuff, and you just kind of run from a Copper Dragon over and over, or sit there and heal while he hits you. But then when Sully's just killing him, you can't farm off of him anymore. So he definitely needs to change that if he can. Otherwise, he just needs to get really lucky and hope Sully starts being useless again. Venicus looks like he is ready for the jelly.
He has his IP and his Decker Blade is getting close to the end. So the only thing that can mess him up now is dragons, basically. Either in a bad spot or too many. Of course, I'm not saying we want there to be a party room, or if anything, we want him to get there and kill the jelly, because the jelly is the big target, but it would be kind of entertaining.
Okay, so RC's getting IP now. He got a Cinder Blast, which hits everyone, which is pretty much ideal for farming IP. So he needs Maxim to get... I don't know what he has Maxim using. I assume it's a 3x weapon. I don't think he found an Old Sword or a Myth Blade, so he's going to need at least 65% IP.
And Sully kills it
man.
again.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen Sully hit so consistently with his insta-kill.
Yeah, Sully is infamous for not really doing anything other than being there most of the time. A lot of people use him in any percent because he just defends, and he is really slow, so he'll move after your party, which helps in the run because less animations, less attacks and stuff saves time overall. But this time he's not being useless because he upgraded him to Form 2, and Sully is killing everything in the cave by himself right now. So normally that'd be a good thing, but not when you're trying to farm IP.
Sully seems to be on a mission, and that mission is to kill dragon.
Ooh,
Sully
Squealer
also.
missed on the Ice Rogues at the bottom. And they did not cast Cruel Storm, so he is good for now. Ice Rogues aren't usually too problematic, but they can do a lot of damage sometimes, so missing on them is not ideal. There's another Cinder Blast. That should be enough IP for RC, yeah. Assuming he's using a 3x weapon, he is ready for the jelly now.
Yeah, he's probably putting his Lizard Blow on him.
Oh, it
I
was a
would imagine.
Lizard Blow. Yeah, you're right. Okay, so yeah, at 65%, he is good to go.
If the rumored Geddes Blade is true, that is. We have it from Shadow that he has one, but I haven't seen it myself yet.
Yeah, I still haven't seen it either, but there's a legend going around Twitch chat that RC has a Geddes Blade. Squealer getting Thunder from the Archfiends is not good. It's going to do a lot of damage. So I noticed he had 2 people dead for a long time because he didn't have a revive. I'm wondering if he found enough to revive both of them, because he doesn't have a revive spell. It looks like... oh, he has 1 revive left, and he has to use it on Maxim. That is... hopefully he does not die here.
Yeah. Oh.
Ice Valk is not what you want to see. Stronger is what you want to see, though.
Yes,
1 more
that is.
attack. Thunder. Ooh. Ooh, that's not good.
Oh, and RC is now at the final floor, getting ready to kill the jelly. Oh, there was the Geddes Blade. The rumored Geddes Blade. Still actually there.
Okay, so he has Lizard Blow on Guy, Decker Blade on Decker, What does he have on Maxim?
He
Oh,
has,
Gady's
prob-
blade. Yeah, there we go. Oh, and he has a Hedora rock that I guess he doesn't even need it. Maybe some attack for Maxim, or actually Guy. Be better. No, maybe not. Gorgon's more. Yeah, if he has a Curse Lifter, he could probably get a 2-turner with relative ease, assuming that the Decker Blade roll isn't a very low roll. So the Decker Blade does 50% of the target's current HP and damage with its ability, but it also has some variance on it. So you can get anywhere from like 50% to like, I think up to like maybe even 60% or a little higher. So if you get a really high Decker Blade roll, that's just that much more damage you don't have to do because the Decker Blade did it for you. So if he gets a good roll and the Gady's Blade, he's level 42, he has Trick. He is looking good for the 2-turner. Oh, even if he doesn't have a Curse Lifter, actually, he has Gorgon Rock, so they basically do the same thing, 1/8 of the target's health and damage. And the Rip Squealer.
Then it's time to feed the capsule monster. So, capsule monster feeding is sort of you can make it really easy, or you can make it kind of complicated. To make it easy, you just feed it all the stuff and hope you have enough stuff that goes up. Or you can start by feeding the low tier items, and he'll say yummy, and that will give you a few tricks up. And then you have like yummy yummy, means it's a higher level item that you're feeding him, which will give him more ticks, but once you've fed them, you can't go back to the lower tier item, because then he won't like them anymore. Basically, if you give Sully something good, he'll become very picky about what he eats.
Yeah, capsule monster feeding is kind of tricky sometimes. The amount of bars that you fill is based on the gold value of an item, which there's no real way to tell in the cave. So if you're not just familiar with it from the main game already, or from, like cheat sheets and stuff, then you kind of just got to learn it as you go. And there's a lot of items, so.
And Venicus is already fighting the jelly. Yeah. Spent a lot less time than RC on his setup. And he'd already had his capsule monster fed, so
get your calculators out for this. Let's see how much he does. I'm assuming he has a kill. I don't know exactly what he has, but that was a good hit from Blaze right there.
Yeah, Burning Fang. Don't see that a lot.
Ooh.
2 tricks.
That was a massive fatal blow roll.
Jeez.
No, not like super top tier, but it was a good fatal blow for sure. The jelly has 9,980 HP that you have to do in 3 turns. So, I mean, basically 10k HP in 3 turns, and that Decker Blade did 5,200 on its own after the jelly had already taken like 600-700. Ooh, Torrent, huh? He should be good. When you get a good fatal blow roll, as long as you have decent damage, you don't even need great damage after that. As long as you have decent damage, you can kill the jelly. So he should be okay here. And RC is going into, let's see if he goes for the 2-turner. I think he can do it easily, or relatively easily, so. Oh, that is unfortunate. Venicus did not get the jelly kill.
That has to be really close, though.
That has to be super close.
If anyone did the calculations, drop them in chat so we can see.
All right, here goes real critical. Let's see what he does. Double trick, which is really, really important. You can use trick twice. After that, it stops doing anything. And with the Gady's blade, doing so many attacks.
Oh, that's good. 5,178 on his Decker blade.
I will call time. Do not worry. That was a good Dragon Rush. Here's the Octo Strike. Let's see. He might need Sully to do like a Battle Anger or something in order to get the 2-turner. We'll see. That is a lot of damage though. Look at all of those hits for 330, 300. He got the 2-turner. Nice. That's an extra 20 points. Let's go. That is really impressive. He had a great setup for that, so I'm glad he went for it. Because you can be safe and kind of just do all your heavy hitting damage in the 3rd turn, but going for that 2-turner with that setup is definitely the right call, and I'm glad he got it.
Do you know what floor AK Drist made it to in the end?
I personally do not. I think the score, it's probably on the scoreboard. The scorekeeper's got it, I think. Okay. With that though, we have 30 seconds left, but nobody's doing anything now. It's pretty much over. Real Critical is our winner. The Fatal Blow. Venicus is the runner-up. I assume he made it to the jelly, so that's probably the most points. Unless there's a bunch of iris items and stuff to calculate, we'll see.
And RC's ending screen is very appropriate. Once you're hooked on the ancient cave, you're stuck in a city for a long time.
Well, that's it for the first race. I want to thank all of our runners. That was really good. A lot of fun. And our commentators, Dank Meats and Rocket Pants. Thank you guys. You guys did a great job. So as they said, in first place with 230 points was Real Critical. In second place with 125 points was Vinicus. Great job. Oh, so listening to myself. Oh, go away. All right. Sorry. Didn't mute myself. Let's play some of this nonsense. All right. In third place with 110 points was AK Drizzt. And in last place, unfortunately, because he died, was Squealer with 95 points. So that was our first race. We do have another race coming up right after this. So give us about 10 minutes and we will set up for that race. So stick around. We'll be right back.
GG.